Allen Iverson is widely regarded as one of the most polarizing NBA players of all time. On the court, he was a pure scorer, a devastating dribbler, and a fierce competitor. At the same time, AI was a fashion icon and a handful to deal with off the court. During his NBA career, AI received numerous honors, including an MVP award, 4 scoring titles, and countless All-NBA and All-Star selections. Even though he never won an NBA title, he is still regarded as one of the best and most influential basketball players of all time. In this video, we'll take a closer look on some crazy and perhaps surprising Allen Iverson stories. With all of AI's achievements, many people did not know that he was not supposed to have an NBA career at all. Iverson grew up playing basketball and football, where he was a 5-star prospect in both sports. As a junior in high school, AI led Bethel High School to state championships as a point guard and a quarterback. He got voted Virginia Player of the Year in both sports. Iverson was destined for greatness, but on February 14th in 1993, a single incident had nearly destroyed his career before it had even begun. AI was hanging out with some friends in a bowling alley, and then a fight broke out. Iverson testified that he was walking to the snack bar when a white man, Steve Forrest, called him a little boy and the N-word. Iverson then said Forrest hit him on the head with a chair, and then a friend of Iverson grabbed and took him outside to get him away from the brawl. Despite AI's testimonies, he got singled out because of his local celebrity status and unjustly accused of injuring a woman with a chair. Additionally, the prosecution purposely held off the trial for 8 months for Allen to turn 18 so they could judge him as an adult. AI was sentenced to 15 years in prison, which caused huge controversies as no one was seriously hurt in the brawl. So how did Allen Iverson turn a 15-year sentence into a 15-year NBA career? All thanks to the legendary journalist Tom Brokaw, who helped AI overturn his conviction by airing Iverson's story on national television. Brokaw highlighted the apparent injustice, the racial undertone of the case, and it ultimately helped Iverson to overturn his conviction. Thank you, Mr. Brokaw. He once got a technical for bringing the crowd down. Due to Allen Iverson's competitiveness and personality, he often got into arguments with the refs. However, there was this one game when he was given a technical by referee Bennett Salvatore for allegedly bringing the crowd down. If some of you don't know what this phrase means, it generally refers to a player's act that encourages the crowd to boo or respond in disbelief or disappointment at a decision made by the referee.
Listen. It wasn't your play, and you went from there to there and brought the crowd down. You're not going to do it. Crowd down. Yeah, these people here understand.
Well, the Sixer fans feels that Iverson's act of inciting the crowd to yell "a-hole" was entirely justified in light of Salvatore's questionable calls throughout the game. And, knowing AI well, we're not surprised by the way he handled the situation either. The real reason behind his practice rant. The NBA media is well trained at creating sound bites and catchy headlines. And one of the most famous sound bites in sports history has to be Allen Iverson's practice rant. The Philadelphia 76ers were eliminated by the Boston Celtics in the first round of the 2002 NBA playoffs. Larry Brown, AI's coach, had made a remark towards Iverson's bad practice habits leading up to the game, and there was a lot of trade rumors going on due to the bad relationship between Iverson and Brown. AI expected that he would be addressing questions regarding his future, but he was asked a question about his practice habits.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
If you were wondering why he reacted the way he did, well, it was all because Iverson still was grieving the loss of his best friend. Several months prior, Rosson Langford was shot and killed, and AI had difficulties adjusting to that situation. Langford's death tormented AI for the entire 2001-02 season. Also, the murder trial had only started a few days before this post-game press conference. He had just been eliminated from the playoffs, lost his best friend, and had to deal with overwhelming trade speculations. And the one question he got was about his practice habits? We completely understand Iverson's rant. The Marathon Guy. Prior to the 2001 All-Star Game, Allen Iverson famously partied non-stop for 3 days straight. All-Star Games are normally light exhibitions with nothing at stake and little effort shown. But this game was no ordinary All-Star game and featured one of the most thrilling endings in All-Star history. Imagine having partied for 72 hours straight with almost no sleep while competing against NBA legends like Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Shaquille O'Neal on the opposite side, and still be able to score 25 points, 15 of which came in the fourth quarter, ensuring your team a 111-110 win and getting the MVP nod as well. AI was just built different. The rap career. Controversy surrounded Allen Iverson's rap debut, which was set for release in 2000. Going under the nickname Jules, the song called 40 Bars sparked controversy due to the vulgarity, offensive lyrics, and homophobic slurs. The NBA commissioner at that time, David Stern, reacted quickly and issued a strong statement criticizing Iverson. He met with Stern and civil rights leaders, and after a thorough conversation, AI issued an apology, suggesting that the fans should not buy or listen to his record if they found it disrespectful. He even agreed to rewrite the words in some tracks and renamed his album to Misunderstood. Iverson later stated that he never published the album because he didn't have the desire to make music due to all the controversy surrounding its release. The pickup artist. Players like Allen Iverson do not only do their best to win the game, but they also end up winning the interest of the ladies watching. And there is no surprise that AI was quite popular amongst the opposite gender, and had developed a system for picking up female fans at the games. While Michael Jordan just had one guy that would distribute business cards to the women he wanted, AI had a team of 10 at each game. 4 in the nosebleed section, 4 in the lower, and 2 courtside. His good friend and famous musician Questlove, which also is a Sixers season ticket holder and lifelong fan, said the following regarding the interesting technique. They work the entire stadium, like a lion seeking whom they may devour. Their game is tight, son. They roll real quick with the business card and they can meet up at the after party with AI. And if they got a date, it's all good. Once dropped off back at your crib, you could dial the number and they will car service you to the location where you can meet Allen one-on-one. Quest claimed if he wasn't such good friends with Iverson, and if he didn't take the precaution to never leave his dates alone for more than a couple minutes while attending the games, he would have lost many ladies to AI and his system. He was caught speeding with drugs and a gun in his possession. The year is 1997, and Allen Iverson had just recently won the NBA Rookie of the Year award. It was August 3rd, and Iverson was a passenger in a car pulled over for speeding. The cops measured Iverson's car for doing 93 in a 65 zone. When the police approached the vehicle, he smelled marijuana and requested them to get outside of the car. The police found 2 blunts and a firearm inside the vehicle. AI pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor charge of carrying a concealed weapon in a plea agreement under which the drug charge was dropped. He completed 100 hours of community service and received 3 years of probation before the expungement of his record. Iverson was able to rebound from this arrest with a great season, but he did still create a rift with the management, who were not too pleased with his actions, as evidenced by Brad Greenberg, the general manager at the time, saying, "I'm very upset right now. With all the changes that have taken place, all the hard work that's been put in by this organization, I'm very disappointed by what has transpired." He went broke myth. Allen Iverson didn't always exhibit sound financial judgment throughout his career, but the he went broke thing is just a myth. The former Philadelphia 76er hasn't gone bankrupt, despite having a big spender lifestyle.
That's a myth.
It's a myth.
That's a rumor. I mean, one
Which
thing,
part?
The fact that I'm struggling in any part of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is impossible to tell exactly how much money Iverson has in his bank account. But one thing is for sure, it's definitely a lot more than whatever I have in my bank. AI will never be broke because he has a $32 million trust from his lifetime contract with Reebok, but he can't access the money until 2030. It's also reported that he is still paid $800,000 annually by Reebok as part of the deal. What are your favorite Allen Iverson moments? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more NBA content like this. Until next time, peace.